Am I the a-hole for refusing to give up my maid of honor role and skip my best friend's wedding for my husband's medical procedure? My husband, 31, and I, 25, live in a small town. He's been having health issues recently and was scheduled for a medical procedure 2 weeks from now. He has respiratory issues and recurrent pneumonia. The problem is that the procedure takes place on the 7th of March and he will have to go to the city since our town does not cover this type of procedures. On the other hand, my best friend's wedding happens to be March 8th. The wedding is held in a town in the opposite side of the country, and I, as the assigned maid of honor, had to get to her town earlier to be able to perform my duties on time. My husband flat out told me he thought this was a no-brainer and that he expects me to give up my maid of honor role. Call my friend and say sorry, can't even show up to the wedding because of an emergency. I told him not because this will ruin my relationship with her, and besides, leaving her stranded without a maid of honor 2 weeks before the wedding will make her resent me forever, no matter how much I apologize and explain myself. He acted shocked and said he couldn't believe I was okay with the thought of leaving him alone in a city he's never been before and letting him go through the medical procedure alone while I go party. I suggested he asks one of his friends to go with him, but he said they are not obligated to drop everything and be with him, plus they'll find excuses to say no anyway. I told him they're not real friends then. He said he can't blame them when I, his partner, is doing the same thing, no worse, choosing a party over his well-being. I told him he will be fine because the medical team will take care of him. But he said he's talking about this from the emotional and mental side of it. I told him he's just being a baby then. He got mad and said that my friend should understand, but I refused to have this conversation anymore. He said, "Don't blame me and act like I'm putting you in this situation deliberately. Go talk to the doctor and explain to him your circumstances, then ask if he could reschedule while I stay here and suffer." I sensed huge amount of sarcasm and blame in his tone. I said I will not be doing what he's asking me, and he started talking about how toxic I've gotten lately, treating him like a burden and blaming him for his medical issues. I walked out and shut the door, leaving ranting on his own. This argument took place last night. Now he's sulking and refusing to speak to me, except to say that my friend and her party was more important to me. This is her wedding. Would he accept it if someone called his wedding just a party? I think he's being selfish with his behavior. Now for the top comments. Here's a comment from Miss Seneca. "You're the a-hole." I told him no because this will ruin my relationship with her. But ruining your relationship with your husband is perfectly fine. Another comment. I can't recall if the vow says in sickness and in health, or in sickness and in health, unless my friends need me. Which one is it again? You're the a-hole. Another comment. In sickness and in health, unless my friends need me. More rather, in sickness and in health, unless I want to party with my friends. It's an obvious you're the a-hole. Here's another comment from Curious14595. You're the a-hole. They ought to change her title to maid of dishonor to reflect the awful, selfish human being that she is. Next story. Am I the a-hole for banning my sister, 27, from eating food for a month because she directly ate from the buffet in my brother's wedding? My sister, let's call her Lisa. Lisa has a very terrible habit eating directly from the bowl or from the main source of food whenever it's ready. When we all finish eating, Lisa goes there to the kitchen and puts her whole hand inside a bowl and starts eating with bread. The whole food becomes covered in her dirt, bread, and just all ruined overall. It's just gross and it's unfair for anybody who is still hungry and wants more. We told her again and again to stop doing it. My parents and my other sister and my brother all told her to stop doing it, and if she wants more, she can just put it on a plate and eat it. Nobody would have a problem, but she keeps telling us that we only do this because we want her to starve. It's so ridiculous. She has this habit since she was like 15. It's just terrible, but for some reason we ignored it. I kind of blame myself because I should have disciplined her. So anyway, my brother's, who is 24, wedding came. The food is ready and all, and they started eating. However, many guests wanted more after they finished, and it's perfectly fine because there is remaining food anyway, only for us to find Lisa eating directly from the buffet. We were so furious, especially me. She ate a bit of everything and left everything ruined, especially the chicken. She thought it was all over and everybody ate, so she can do that. I was like, "You fucking stupid bitch, we told you again and again to put your portion in your plate and don't eat from the kitchen." She became all upset and everything. I love my brother so much and I can't let it go in his special day. The pandemic and everything being half done, ruined, caused us to order some more and tell the guests to wait a bit. After all this ended, I told her that she can't eat anything that's cooked inside the house for a month. If she wants to order something or cook it herself, she can do it, but she won't eat anything we cook until she stops her gross habit. I cook like half most of the times and I can't let her get away with it. Most of my family agree, but my other sister says that it's very cruel and harsh. My brother and his wife said that the wedding went well. She didn't do much damage, so it's not that big of a deal. But I still feel like I have to punish her so she doesn't do it again in the future. Am I the a-hole? Edit. Many people are asking me about why I'm acting like I'm in control. Here is my answer, copied and pasted from my comment. 1. I took half the responsibility of the house when my parents fell sick 5 years ago for 4 years. My 2 sisters were living with their boyfriends until they broke up recently. Since then, I took hold of many stuff: cleaning, doing the dishes, cooking, paying half the bills, money management, getting groceries, medicine, etc. My parents are fine now. My mother falls sick sometimes though, but nothing big deal. But I'm still taking much of responsibility for certain stuff so that I don't make them tired or stressed too much. This is why I feel like I'm in control and responsible for the house. My other sister and my brother, formerly since he's married now, take care of it whenever I'm away taking my classes in college or when I'm in work though. Edit 2. When I said discipline, la discipline in French, I didn't mean to act like a parent for her while she's a child, and I didn't mean to do it when I was 7. I meant that I should have stopped her from maintaining the habit with the help and support of my parents once I grew enough to know what she's doing is wrong, like when I was 11 or 12. I should have worded it better, I think. Like, I should have repeatedly brought the issue to light to my parents so that they set the rules for her and she stops doing it. This was my intended meaning. Edit 3. People are asking me why I didn't ask her the reason she is doing this. I did, but her answer was unsatisfying. Her answer was, eating from a plate isn't as delicious as eating from a bowl or pot. I never understood that either. Top comments. Here's a comment from War Toys. You're 19, she's 27, and you should have disciplined her? You're weird. But since you do the cooking and she's gross, not the a-hole. Here's another comment from No Mechanic 3048. I'm still trying to wrap my brain around this. So, the 19-year-old does all the cooking and is in control of the household? Does the 27-year-old live in the same house? Here's another comment from Throwaway RA Bowel Sis. OP. I'm kind of in control of some stuff in this house. I cook like most of the times and I handle some other stuff. And yes, since she broke up with her boyfriend 1 year ago, we are letting her live with us.